regarded Anupam Thala, Tony Stark, and Aman sir as a song. So how did
Thank you, Tony Stark. Thank you.
Oh my God, इतना मत चढ़ाओ
Thank you so
यार।
much. This guy is looking like Fennel by the way. मैं उस टाइम से देख रहा हूँ, he's looking like soft. हमारा जो flavor है, हमारा जो flavor है, soft looking like soft. What do you think?
Royalty देना would be a little difficult aspect, but in our case we have a healthy profit margin, so giving royalty would actually keep the sharks more driven and motivated to help our company.
Entrepreneurs को help किया है, but आपके नजरिए से बताइए मतलब कि would royalty be good in our case?
और आपने शार्क टैंक पे इन द सेंस क्या प्रोसीजर होता है शार्क टैंक पे आने का, और आपने मतलब कब आपको फाइनली आपको वो कॉल आई कि फाइनली यू आर सिलेक्टेड फॉर द शार्क टैंक एपिसोड?
So it's quite a long process. August 2023 में form there was a preliminary form that we filled. उसके बाद में it took us around 15-20 days for them to send us another form which was about 20 pages long. वो form भरने के बाद we sent them a video, and then after that is when in around October or November they called us to Bombay for an in-person audition, and then we got a call in the middle of November saying that you're selected for the TV round. You have to be here in Bombay in the first week of December, and that's how long the process was. And December 2nd ko we shot, and the episode came out on Feb 5th. There was a 2-month gap between the shoot process and the episode airing.
At this point of time when you are pitching in front of the world, not in front of the sharks, right, you are quite nervous. You have the numbers in your mind, but it's when you are in a nervous state, you just flicker with the numbers, right? But you still regarded Anupam Thala, Tony Stark, and Aman sir as a song. So how did you manage to maintain that humor with you?
This guy is looking like Fennel by the way. मैं उस टाइम से देख रहा हूँ, he's looking like soft. हमारा जो flavor है, soft looking like soft. What do you think? So like that freshness.
इतनी महंगी soft।
I mean, see, I think that's what we did differently rather than the other companies which usually get really badly, scolded in Shark Tank. Is we were honest with our numbers. We were not, portraying something very different from what we were actually doing. Right? अगर हमारे numbers कम थे तो कम थे. अगर हम लोग कुछ कर रहे हैं तो क्यों कर रहे हैं? We were very, honest about it. And that's why in the tank it was like a very nice atmosphere. It was not a very scary or like the sharks were not behaving like sharks, and that's when I just came out with those frank comments, and grateful that the sharks took it in good humor as well.
मतलब जब आप पिच कर रहे थे, आपको एक एंटिसिपेशन आइडिया हो गया था कि यार वी आर गोइंग द राइट डायरेक्शन एंड हमें ऑफर्स मिले थे, तो सबसे पहला ऑफर आप किससे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे?
मतलब अमन ने हमको पहला ऑफर दे दिया था within just 15-20 minutes of our conversation कि I'll give you the 50 lakh that you want, but 5% of royalty.
चल मैं तेरे को ऑफर देता हूँ 50 lakhs 5% royalty at 5% of your net sales until I get my 50 lakhs back.
But then the conversation went on a little longer because सबको लगा कि यार Aman is giving an offer too early. So they also wanted to talk to us about the future, etc. Ritesh looked interested, Vinita looked interested, Anupam looked interested. So we thought, okay, let's still have this conversation and let's not just settle for what Aman is giving right now. What if we can get multiple sharks? So we continued to have the conversation about what we are building, and then the three men, Ritesh, Anupam, and Aman, came up with a joint offer.
तो सुनो मैं भी हम तीनों साथ ऑफर देते हैं तेरे को, अनुपम भाई, रितेश भाई और सौफ, हम तीनों आएंगे मिलके, ठीक है? 50 lakhs 10% plus royalty at 5% until we get our 50 lakhs back.
But Vinita also looked interested. तो हमने पूछा
Yes, Vinita मैम, you were.
मैं सोच रही हूँ 50 लाख 5% जो ओरिजिनल था with 5% पे रॉयल्टी up to 50 lakhs, तो मैं वो वाला ऑफर आपको देती हूँ.
Can we get all four of you? And then they gave us a combined offer. So we were quite patient. We didn't really settle for what came to us first. Initially हमको हमारी जो exact valuation हम मांग रहे थे वो मिल जाती, but royalty थोड़ा ज़्यादा जाता. But at the end of the day, we ended up getting 4 sharks, which is much better than just a single shark.
80 lakhs से 10% वो बदलेगा नहीं बिल्कुल भी. Royalty 1% ले सकते हैं, 4% रेस्ट में. That's our final offer.
At that point of time, you asked Anupam sir that is giving a royalty a good thing for a startup at this stage. तो फाइनली जब आप शार्क टैंक पे बाहर आए, आपको लगता है अब मतलब जब आप बैठे हुए हो कि आपको रॉयल्टी इस पॉइंट पे देनी चाहिए?
आपने काफी कुछ एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को हेल्प किया है, बट आपके नजरिए से बताइए मतलब कि would royalty be good in our case?
रॉन्ग शार्क को पूछे.
Yeah, we are okay with royalty. See, we are a profitable company. If we had very slim margins, or if we had very slim profits, tab royalty dena would be a little difficult aspect, But in our case, we have a healthy profit margin, so giving royalty would actually keep the sharks more driven and motivated to help our company out, right? So I think it was a good decision for us to take with you.
जी सर। सर सबसे आपको पोलाइट शार्क कौन सा लगा था? मतलब सबसे अगर जो आप एनर्जी, अगर आप एक्स एनर्जी दे रहे थे अपने पिच में, तो सेम एनर्जी मैच करके कौन आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा था? मतलब आपको भी लगा था मतलब कि काफी इंगेजिंग वे में पूछ रहा था?
So these charo sharks, to be honest, like Aman was supporting us in the fact कि भाई chewing gum is not a small industry. मैं भी खाता हूँ chewing gum, सब लोग खाते हैं. People chew gum for focus, etc. Ritesh was supporting us in a couple of arguments that we had. Anupam, was very, very intrigued about the active chewing gums that we are looking to make, like the caffeinated chewing gum, etc. And Vinita, because she is a health freak, even she was very, intrigued कि हाँ मतलब sugar free chewing gums are good for the teeth, and like she would like to give it to her kids, etc. So everybody was quite engaged. मतलब चारों equally interested थे, but Anupam definitely asked most number of questions, and so that's why majority of the negotiation and even the Q&A went on with him.
सर आपका पर्सनली फेवरेट शार्क कौन सा है मतलब शार्क टैंक पे?
We walked in with Aman as our favorite, but I think Anupam is also on top over there because I think he knows a lot about all businesses, and he understands businesses very, very well. So yeah, it's still Aman and Anupam, but I think Ritesh was here for the first season. उसका उनका पहली बार था, and he's a very, very, very nice, genuine, sweet sort of a person who's always smiling. So I think he's also a really nice guy.
सर मैंने मतलब और फाउंडर से भी बात करी थी, उन्होंने यही कहा था कि रितेश सर बहुत कंफर्टेबली वाइब देते हैं, मतलब जो आप शार्क टैंक पे होते हो, मतलब आप मैच करते हो उनसे।
Yeah, absolutely. You see him वो dolphin का t-shirt पहन के घूमते हैं, which shows that he's not a shark, but he's a nicer shark, a dolphin, right? Because he is always smiling, and he मतलब कभी आप नहीं देखोगे कि वो ऊंची आवाज में बात करेंगे. He will only say आप, like सामने वाले को एकदम आप, या he will make them feel comfortable. So he is he did seem very warm and welcome.
Right. सर इन दिलानी की आपकी मतलब एक दिमाग में इमेज क्या है जो हम IITs को कंपेयर करते हैं, IITs को करते हो, सिंस इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे आप भी एक एंटरप्राइज चला रहे हो, तो एक मतलब बेसिक आइडिया क्या होता है?
See, I mean, आप IIT, BITS, IIM से अगर होंगे तो आपको VCs पैसा दे देंगे, right? Like you have that credibility, or you just have the thappa of your college. But being from another engineering college, I feel it's not more about studying in these universities or colleges, but it's more about what you get out of the extracurricular, co-curricular exposure that you get in those colleges. Right? I don't have any background from an IIT or an IIM, but I used to go for multiple competitions or fests in these colleges, right? So I got equal amount of exposure despite not having to, grill through those entrance exams to get into BITS and IIT. But definitely, it shows कि अगर आप IIT या BITS से हो, तो you worked hard to actually get there. So like it makes a person or employer, it makes it easy for an employer to employ a person from these colleges. He is going to hustle, he is going to grind and get the work.
पॉइंट सर। सो सर लास्ट में आप मतलब जो भी शार्क्स आपके साथ जुड़े हैं आपके मतलब कंपनी को ग्रो करने के लिए, आप मतलब हर एक से क्या एक्सपर्टीज एक्सपेक्ट करते हो और आप कैसे देखते हो इन शार्क्स के साथ अपना गुड गम का फ्यूचर?
Absolutely. So see, with Aman, he is online का राजा, like Amazon, etc. He knows best. So if he can, completely help us sort the online game out, that's what we're looking for from Aman. He has a lot of marketing knowledge. He's got athletes as brand ambassadors of both, so getting those sort of deals, or those sort of connects would make really a lot of sense. Ritesh, he is in hospitality, and chewing gum as a mouth freshener is a huge business in hospitality. So if we can figure out a sampling per se, if we can figure out like how soaps and shampoos are a mandate in hotel rooms, if chewing gums also can be made a mandatory product. Anupam with overall business sense, like what's your road to profitability, how are we going to grow year on year, how do you hire the best sort of people, and Vanita has a lot of offline exposure, so offline retail kaise work karta hai, she knows. So if you can leverage her network, her contacts, like sales teams, etc. Those are 4 different things that we're looking for from the 4 different sharks.
सर तो आपने स्टार्ट कब किया था एंड आप शार्क टैंक पे फीचर उस बीच में कितना गैप था ना, कितना ड्यूरेशन था?
We started, last March 2022 is when we started, and we featured in Shark Tank in Feb 2024. So around one and a half, about 22 months since we started.
पॉइंट सर शार्क टैंक पे जब आप आए मतलब वो फेज कैसे चेंज हो गया एक लाइफ का मतलब जब आप नेशनल टीवी पे एयर हो तो क्या आपको कुछ लगा कि एकदम चेंज हो गई लाइफ?
मतलब लाइफ तो ऐसे भी पॉडकास्ट पे लोग बुलाते रहते हैं, इंटरव्यूज के लिए लोग बुलाते रहते हैं, तो थोड़ा सा वो शॉर्ट लिव फेम तो डेफिनेटली है, बट it's not like a fame that is going to stay forever. It's just probably a month or a couple of months. And the best we can do is कि अपनी business को और कितना scale कर सके at this point in time is what's most important. So life has changed. People know of Good Gum now much more than they used to before. People look at us on the probably where I work out and they say, hey, I saw you on Shark Tank. So वो viewership और visibility तो definitely है. और now it's up to us how we utilize this visibility to make it work in our favor.
राइट सर, ऑर्डर्स का कुछ हुआ था ट्रांजैक्शन की जब आपका एयर हुआ था तो कुछ मतलब एकदम हाइक हुआ था?
हाँ, डेफिनेटली the revenue went up 10x. एपिसोड एयर होने के 2-3 दिन के अंदर order getting every minute, right? Minimum of 1 order per minute. So you can imagine, like the phone was constantly buzzing, and we did not have the capacity. We still don't have the capacity to fulfill orders that come in like that. जब हमारी छोटी सी फैक्ट्री है, we have our own manpower, manufacturing, everything. So like हमने फिर उस पे डिस्क्लेमर लगा दिया कि हमको 12 से 14 वर्किंग डेज लगेगा आपका ऑर्डर डिस्पैच करने के लिए, and please wait, and or if you don't want to wait for so long, we'll be happy to cancel your order, because we did not anticipate कि इतने सारे ऑर्डर आ जाएंगे. Because chewing gum कैसा है, आप टीवी देख रहे हो, आप मन किया मंगा लिया, it's a 300-400 rupee product. But if I was selling an Ayurvedic oil, or if I was selling a hair loss serum, only if you need the product is when you're going to buy the product. But in chewing gum, you're just going to buy the product just for the sake of time.
सर इससे ही पता चलती है ओवरऑल मतलब इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है एक मार्केटिंग की. मतलब एकदम ही आप एस्केलेट हो जाते हो, एलिवेट हो जाते हो, ग्राफ एकदम राइज करता है. तो आपको मतलब लगा कि शार्क टैंक पे आने की वजह से मतलब कुछ बहुत बेनिफिट हुआ एज अ कंपनी?
डेफिनेटली बेनिफिट तो 100% है. you're getting फ्री मार्केटिंग, मतलब 15 करोड़ की फ्री मार्केटिंग हो रही है आपके ब्रांड की. अगर आपको 15 मिनट प्राइम टाइम टेलीविजन पे जाना है तो 1 मिनट 1 करोड़ एक मिनट का 1 करोड़ देता है कंपनी, राइट? बट यू आर गेटिंग 15 मिनट्स फॉर फ्री. द फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट. सेकंड, अभी जब हम रिटेलर्स के पास जाते हैं अपना प्रोडक्ट लेके टू से दैट प्लीज रिटेल आवर प्रोडक्ट, they know that the product is popular, they know that consumers are wanting the product, and they want to talk to us. Earlier they used to say it's a small product, it's an expensive product, कौन खरीदेगा ये वो. तो पब्लिसिटी बढ़ जाती है तो ऑटोमेटिकली सामने से लोग मांगते हैं, and that works in our favor.